Oh, wow. It says that I'm live. I'm scared to death. How y'all doing? Nobody's watching this beginning part because nobody knows this is here. But for those of you who will be watching the video version later, let me explain what I'm doing. I am going to test out my ability to do live streams. Not only live streaming as in like, can I technically do it, but can I deal with it? Sometimes in broadcasting, what we do is we will do a show and then we won't promote it. Or maybe we'll put it on at 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And so that's what we're doing right here. Hi, I got somebody. Hello, Tim. How you doing? Thank you. First person. Second person, what is it, 24 vignettes? I can't hardly see the damn chat here. Let me see if I can make that even bigger than it already is. That's better. 24 vignettes. Hello, Chris. Hello, everyone. Okay, so as I started to say before you guys showed up, I'm just testing out some equipment. I'm just going to see if I can actually stand to do this because last night I stayed up late to watch another live stream, which I was looking forward to. And it was supposed to be a Linuxy live stream. And they didn't talk about Linux. And I sat here for about an hour and 15 minutes waiting for somebody to start talking about Linux. And they also ignored the chat room and didn't answer anybody's questions. And I thought, well, this is BS. Hi, everybody. Hi, how y'all doing? Thanks for checking the situation out here. Let's see, what do you got, Tim? Good to see your ugly mug. Thanks. It is ugly. I know. It's one of the reasons that I haven't put my face on YouTube in many, many years. I'm not very pretty to look at, and I understand that. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, but hello. How you doing? Let's see. Who is that? Z-O. So I'll just call you Zo. How's that? Guys, I'm blind as a bat, if you guys might have figured that out in the videos. So another thing about doing these live streams is that the comment section is going to be a bit of a challenge. I have it blown up to be half the screen, but occasionally if I have a hard time seeing what you're writing or something like that, I might have to lean forward, at which point you'll see my bald head. So that's what's going on. No, Tim, it's perfectly all right. I understand. I accept it. It's no big deal at all. Hey, we got somebody else showing up here. Can't read your name. Sorry about that. Hey, Joe. Declan? Is that what that is? Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. The other thing about doing anything live on television is that you have to sit still. It's very difficult for me to do that. And it's one of the reasons I've always liked doing radio more than TV, because when I'm doing videos or doing the radio show, I'm moving around like this. I'm all over the place. And in TV, to stay centered on the screen, like I keep glancing over here because I'm looking at my preview right there. And what happens is that I get, I have to sit still. It's hard. It's hard. Nobody, just you. Okay. So anyway, I stayed up to watch this live stream last night, and they didn't talk about Linux, and it got under my skin. I didn't say anything nasty in the chat or anything because they were into their own thing. But like, I sat there for an hour, and they just kept getting further and further away from Linux. And the last thing they were talking about was Battlestar Galactica versus Star Wars versus Star Trek. And hush, son. That's my son. He's playing video games over here on the other side of the room. So, hey, love you too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What's your first name? See, this is one of those deals you're going to see the top of my head. Junaid? Did I say that right? There's no way. I'm sorry. Probably got it wrong. So anyway, that's why I'm doing this. Is because I'm thinking about maybe starting to do this on a semi-regular basis, and we'll see what happens. Okay, somebody's put a lot of text up here. A Spanish student, love your Linux videos, help me so much. Hey, thank you so much. I didn't get your name. You've scrolled on by, but thank you. Oh yeah, he's into everything. He's kind of a budding Linux head, and he's gaming. See, we live in this 150-year-old house, and so what we have is like a big great room. I'm actually sitting in what would be the dining area, which is why you see a refrigerator behind me and you see that counter over there and everything. And then he's like over here in the living room area sitting on the couch, and he's got a table with his gaming laptop, and that's what he does. He sits there and plays. Hi, everybody. Thanks for everybody for showing up. I appreciate it. I didn't tell anybody this was coming. I'm really honestly just testing to see if I can pull this off. And I'm just using this is an old webcam, been around forever. So thank you. Somebody, let me scroll back up here. Also saw Alton Brown do this the other night from his kitchen. Did any of you guys follow Alton Brown on YouTube, the Good Eats guy? He did this with his wife, and they were cooking from his kitchen, and he had this little MacBook Air that he was trotting around the room, and it looked, the video quality was horrid, and it was terrible. But it was so much fun that I really enjoyed it. What's this about? It's testing some equipment. It's seeing if I can pull this off. That's all this is. You guys can go back and watch. If you just tune in, go back and watch the video stream. And I explain it at the beginning because I'm going to have to. Well, I'll explain it again in a few minutes. So that's cool. Let's see. Yours is very clear. Okay. Yes, this is about a 12-year-old webcam that I just hooked up to the machine, and I have it patched into YouTube. That's it. I am not hip enough to be able to use like OBS because that's like above my pay grade. I can't figure out how to make that work. And I've got old junky stuff anyway. Like your videos. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's very nice of you.
Thanks for going on this.
Oh God, Joe, I love you, man. Thank you. I love you too. So this is pretty cool. I didn't expect anybody to watch this. I really didn't. I'm just testing out this old webcam to see whether we can pull this off. So, oh, Linux lives. Yes, it does. It's definitely alive. So we are doing our thing. Let's see. Somebody wrote some text here. It says, I love your videos. I do wish you'd come more rolling release stuff. You know, I'm into Ubuntu and Debian, and that's kind of what I do, Tim. No, I'm sorry. Your name's not Tim. Your name is Tyler. Excuse me. I got you confused with somebody else. As I had said from the beginning, seeing these scrolling messages and reading them properly is a challenge for me because I'm very blind as a bat, folks. You guys already know that. So let's see. I'm doing what? I'm shining? Oh, well, yeah. I'm shining. Okay. Nobody's ever said that to me before. Do you think I needed some foundation? Maybe a little powder? You know, I could have got made up before I did this, but I didn't expect anybody to see. Oh, there's stuff going by so fast, and people are actually typing thing. Thanks a lot for your great videos. They're great. Cool ways. Cool. Well, let's see. This old webcam. It is an old Logitech. I have no idea what the number is. It was one of the first that actually did the encoding in the webcam. I do know that. It doesn't even have anything on it, and I just cleaned it up. It's been sitting around here for about 10 years. I used it on some really early YouTube videos. If you go back and look at like, I think there's one called Ubuntu GNOME Best Distribution Ever that I did that. I love you too. Wow, I didn't expect all the love. Thank you, gang. Now this is Luke. If you're gonna come, put your ugly mug in the picture. If you're gonna stand off in the peanut gallery and talk, you want to be a part of the action. You want to be on YouTube. You want go ahead. He left. So now he's gonna go in his room and hide. That's what the next thing that's gonna happen is. Hi, everybody. I appreciate it. Let's see. What are looking to get to replace Big Boy? An AMD Ryzen system. And yes, I just did spill coffee down the front of me. An AMD Ryzen system. Absolutely. I think that AMD has come a long, long way, and I'm tired of dealing with NVIDIA, quite frankly. That's the idea. Somebody put something all in caps here. Parrot OS is the Linux My Daily driver. Well, good for you. And they scrolled. Sorry. You know, somebody put up their Threadripper. Alan, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know enough about them to know. I have a couple of really very hip friends that I'm sure will help me out. One of them is John Spoonamore. If you go to our, he's somebody who you'll see all the time on the Easy Linux Facebook page, and he's going to set me up. And if that doesn't happen, then Jeremy O'Connell from CyberWeb Solutions definitely will. He's the guy who builds the web page. So me and Jeremy used to do for the horsepower. Yeah. I'm just trying, you know what I found out about this machine and why I finally made the decision to do that? I highly recommend a Ryzen. Okay, 7, thank you. Is that I just found out the other day that, you know how I've been talking about in videos, I've been having problems having this machine virtualized. And by the way, this is the machine that I'm streaming on right now.
He has to use my machine to do
now. Yeah, I got to use his machine to do any like that Linux. There are 2 of them in this machine. This is a 2014 Dell T5400, and so it doesn't like virtualization. And I installed VMware, and that's how I found out. I installed VMware Player, and it came up and said, I can't do this, and that was it. So now I know I've got to replace it. But it runs so well, though. It's a good machine. So somewhere down the road here, we'll do it. I mean, right now, I can use the other machine to do the videos on.
Yeah, you gotta wait until I'm done, though.
No, I can kick you off the machine. Honey, they can't hear you. If you never mind. Video is stalling again. On are you having a video problem, or am I having? I think somebody just put something in here. Let's see. First gen Threadhopper is good. Thank you. Thank you. No, it's in. It's somebody posted about the big boy. The virtualization is turned on. It's just an old way of doing it, and the new software doesn't know what it is. It took me forever to figure that out because, like VirtualBox, it would have tried and adapt around it, and what it did was it just ran slower than molasses. Boxes did okay, but it doesn't work on 2004, and I'm running 2004 on this machine right now, and I intend to stick with it because I really like it. I tried to get that started last night in the chat room. By the way, for anybody who's just come on here, I'm doing this as a response to a chat that I watched last night at midnight, my time, Eastern Standard Time. It was supposed to be a Linuxy chat with some people that I respect, and I was all excited about it and took a nap yesterday so I could stay up. And they didn't talk about Linux. And I thought, okay, that's enough. I don't like doing live things and putting my ugly mug on YouTube, but I think maybe we should start doing some live stuff from this channel about Linux. So that's why I'm doing this. Let's see. Ubuntu 2004. No, this is 2004. That's what I'm using. So you guys could be having a conversation in there that I don't know anything about because I'm just catching the live stream stuff by dribs and drabs. So anyway, like I said, I turned this thing on because some folks that I like an awful lot were in it, and they didn't talk about Linux. And then it was like, I don't know, I sat there for about an hour, and then they started talking about Battlestar Galactica versus Star Wars versus Star Trek, and I was out. I was like, okay, that ain't got nothing to do with Linux. Yeah, I like Star Wars and Star Trek, but it ain't got nothing to do with it, you know? Let's see. So how many people do we got here? You've been on the air for just under 15 minutes. Where does it say that? Come here and point that out on the screen so I know what you're talking about. Oh, it's right there. Okay, it's on my forehead. I see that. 112 people after being on here for 15 minutes. 130. Well, somebody logged in, dude. Stuff happens. So there, it's awesome. 112 it says for you. It's saying 113 for me. So that's pretty amazing.
2 people left.
They left. Well, bye. See you later. It's okay. I didn't expect much anyway, to tell you the truth. I said this at the very beginning of the video for you guys that just showed up. Oh, we're up to 117. Basically, I'm testing some equipment. Sometimes in radio and television, what we will do is we'll just put a show on the air and we won't tell anybody it's coming, just to shake it down. And this was one of those kind of deals. I had been playing with this and wondering whether I wanted to do it or not. And then, so now I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. What does it say here? What OS do I run? Me? I am running now Ubuntu 2004. That is what is running on this machine. And then all the other machines in the house are on Ubuntu 1804. Yes, that will be an LTS. That's it's in beta right now. So they're going to release it at the end of April, which is going to be a really cool thing. So
18.
So anyhow, 19 what?
119 people.
Oh, you're counting up. I see.
20.
He's whispering numbers in my ear. I don't know how much you can hear him. I played around with this webcam last night, and I was trying to use my regular microphone that I use for all the YouTube videos, and it didn't work very well. So how many of you guys in the chat room are locked down at home? Just say yes. I want to see it go up and see what we get here, because that's what we're doing around here, you know. Oh, I'm fine. Thank you. Yes. Man, this is crazy, ain't it? This is the weirdest thing that I think I've ever been through in my life, is to be locked down in the house like this. It's
You're always in the house. It ain't even different.
Well, I work at home. I understand all that, which is really, somebody posted on Facebook this morning that, your life is really isolated and screwed up when you don't have to change your
I said that meme.
You did not say that meme.
Yes, I did.
It wasn't on your thing. If you're going to argue with me, you're going to have to go sit down. I'm not doing this. Not on people watching. Anyway, I saw this thing this morning, and it said if you didn't have to change your lifestyle that much, then you were really isolated to begin with. And that's true, because I do the radio show from right here, and I do all the YouTube videos from right here, and I do all the Easy Linux stuff from right here. It's all done right here. And I'm like, well, everybody else is freaking out. I guess I'll be okay. But it's just the simple fact that you can't go, So, oh, yeah, people stuck at home, man. It is kind of weird. So, yeah, like I said, who else watched that thing last night that I was griping about? Anybody here know what I'm talking about? Let's see. Probably not. No, you didn't watch. Okay. You did watch. Okay. So you watched. All right. Yeah, it was a bit disappointing. And there was people on there that I really like. Would you stop moving around behind me? That is like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, see this, he knows he's got me on the spot. This is a game we're playing right now. And that is that what he doesn't realize is that as soon as this is over, I'm going to hurt him. So,
oh, really? I'm going to hit you with the fan.
It's been him and me. We've been like stuck in this room now for like the last week.
Hit you with the fan.
So we're going to, So, it's funny. I did a video where I was joking around with my kids like that. And my daughter walked in the room, and I said something like, don't talk. I said, I know you want to talk. And they couldn't see her because all they could see was the screen. And somebody actually thought I was being mean to her. And it's like, no, my kids are grown up.
Humor.
Yeah, get a sense of humor. My kids are grown up teenagers. You know what I mean? Odd couple, me and him. No, we get along pretty good most of the time, except every now and then I got to take him outside and beat the crap out of him. Get him in line, Get him in line.
Let them see your bald head.
No, I'm not going to let him see my bald head, man. Stop, Luke. That's enough. I'm telling you. Next time I do this, I'm going to chain you up. That's for sure. Oh my goodness. USB? What? Are you talking to somebody else? Or are you talking to me? So you're talking to me. Okay, for those of you who have just tuned in, what we're doing is we're testing out some equipment. I dug out an old webcam, and I plugged it into the front of the computer, and I went to the YouTube Studio application, and I fired up this stream. And we're going to see if this works. This is something we might do on a semi-regular basis at some point in time. So I'm trying to read your 128 now watching. Yeah, that's cool. 126. Wow, they keep coming and going. I'm scaring them off, man. Hey, DOS Boss, how you doing? Nice to see you. You're always commenting on my videos. Very cool. Nice to see you're here. I did not expect that many people to be doing this, honestly, tell you the truth. See, I have nothing prepared. There's no topic, there's no subject. I just wanted to see if this worked and what it looked like.
Video games on Linux. That's the topic.
Video game? No, we're not going to do video games on Linux. Steam. That's all this kid knows is Steam. He's totally into Steam.
The games that work on Linux are amazing. Yes,
they are. It is amazing. I'm watching your stuff go by. I stop talking and I'm looking at the chat room. Yeah. So anyway, this is something we might do on a regular basis. Maybe not. I don't know. If I don't like this, if I go back and watch the video again and I don't like it, dude, you're driving me crazy. And I'm just sitting here seeing you out of the corner of my eye. You got to be driving these people nuts. I mean, they're going to be tuning out and going away. You know what I mean?
You've actually gained people.
Hey, nice to see you too. Alan Pope, how you doing? Somebody said that you dropped my name on some other webcast somewhere because I shared your video and it got you more views. That was really cool if you did that, because that's really true. I heard that like third hand. Alan Pope is in the audience, ladies and gentlemen. Alan Pope is a developer who works for Ubuntu, has been there for a very long time, was really big on the Unity desktop and helped work with that. And he actually did the videos that taught me how to use it, which was pretty cool. So I've had this special appreciation for Unity ever since then. You know, people always go, oh, Unity was awful. It messed up Ubuntu. No, it didn't. It was a great idea. It just didn't, I don't know. Some people didn't like it. See, what is it? Steampunk time. Steampunk time, yeah. So does it sound okay to you guys? Because I'm using the webcam camera, a webcam microphone rather. And this works much better. I tried to use the regular microphone that I used to do the YouTube videos. And it wouldn't work right. It was like breaking up and stuff like that. So I just said, well, I'll just use on the old webcam. And for those of you who are just joining us, this is like a 10-year-old Logitech webcam that I dug out of a drawer and plugged in. So the sound is good. Thank you. Thank you. That's nice. That's good to know. I did do a couple of tests where I streamed, you know, you can do a private stream and kind of look at it. It sounded fine to me, but it's what you guys hear that makes the difference. So for those of you who ask the question all the time, hold on, I'm going to reach back around the monitor here. I'm going to show you all the microphone that I use to do YouTube videos. This is it's a CAD U37 condenser microphone. They cost about $40. And it's a cheap mic, but what I like about it is that you can hear the carpet pattern in the room. And I have been using that ever since. I've been using that for, I don't know, several years now. And people always go, they say things like, oh, your audio is really great. How do you process it? I don't. I set it down on the table and start doing the video, and that's it. So that's what we use. Hey, everybody. So like I said, I had no intention of doing this, so I don't know how long it is going to go on and all that other kind of stuff. No clue whatsoever. I'm just going to look at your comments here and see if I can pick out a question. It's going by really fast, gang. That's cool. I did not expect to have this many people show up. I am a little bit, I guess we might be doing this again. So we may be doing that. Everybody's kind of talking amongst themselves, which is actually cool. Let's see. Do I want a free VM machine? Well, no, not at the moment. I'm not going to take anything right now, even if it's offered, because I kind of want to ride with what I've got going on. But I'll tell you what, I'll let you know if I do. That was something I was thinking about doing, was maybe instead of trying to foot the cost of a new machine, to work out some sort of deal and maybe have the community step up, because some of you guys out there have been really nice over the years, and I've had a few people that have just said, hey, do you want this, and send it to me. And that is amazing. You know what I mean? I try not to talk too much about that on the videos or anywhere, because I don't want to appear to be, you know, doing this for anything other than just to share things. That's kind of the way I feel about it. Because this is not a job. I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm a stay-at-home dad. That's what I do. That's my profession. And then maybe some of you guys know, and maybe you don't, that another thing that I do is I do a nightly radio show on WZBB, B99.9, which is a radio station that I worked at about 25 years ago. So I've been doing that since November. And you can go to b999fm.com and click listen live between 7 and midnight. That's Eastern time, US. Okay. So let's see. Always good, Joe. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So any questions out there? I'm looking for questions. Here we go. Will you run Ubuntu? Yes, I will. I will stay on Ubuntu. I am very impressed with Ubuntu, guys. You know, we just did a video not too long ago where we did an OEM install of Linux Mint. But the truth of the matter is that I've switched 100% over to Ubuntu in my house, and I liked Linux Mint for a long, long time, and I still do. I think it's a great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Linux Mint is bad. No, no, no. I'm just saying for me, I've gone to Ubuntu. So, you know what I mean? How old are me? I'm old. I'm probably older than everybody in the chat room. How's that?
It's like 75.
Nixon was president when I was born. I'll give you a range. How's that?
He's super old.
Let's see. I'm looking for. So you guys are, see, that's the great thing about that happens around videos like this, is that you guys start talking amongst yourself, which is really cool, which is what people were doing on the webcast that I attempted to watch last night. That it's prompted me to do this. This is something that I have been terrified to do for quite some time. So, yeah, I'm still older than you. You say you're 48. I'm still older. I'm not older than you. I'm older than you. But I'm not saying who it is, which is funny, because that's gonna, people are going like, oh, is he what you're talking about, man? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, let's see. Great to see you too. Thank you so much for dropping by. I do appreciate it. So anyway, last night I was watching this thing, and I know I've said this 2 or 3 times, but people keep coming in. Is that I was watching this thing, and it was supposed to be this big Linux summit, and a bunch of people that I really liked. I mean, people that I consider friends of mine, and they did not talk about Linux, and they ignored the damn chat room. And I went, I've got to start doing this, because I want to start talking about Linux. Have you noticed lately that a lot of quote unquote Linux related stuff on the web, they're talking about Mac, they're talking about Windows, they're talking about JavaScript, they're talking about all kinds of crazy stuff that doesn't have anything to do with Linux. Of course, we're not really talking about it much here anyway, because we don't really have a topic. We're just goofing around. So yeah, no, I'll tell you exactly how I'm old. I am 49. I will be 50 this year. So there you go. I think you're making, yeah, you are making my day. I did not expect this. That is absolutely true. Thank you for pointing that out. Very nice of you to say that. Very nice. Very, very nice. Great to be keeping in touch in these crazy times. Absolutely. It's another reason I wanted to do this. I'm actually, I'm calming down now, but I was actually quite nervous. I was having a panic attack before I did this, because I said this in the beginning of the video, that I can record all day and all night. I can go on the radio or whatever. It's doing live, especially with a camera. I stiffen up. I've never been good on television. It's why I didn't work in television when I had the opportunity to when I was working in radio years ago. And I just go like this, and I get all worried about what people are thinking. Being on TV is like walking out on a stage with your pants off. It's just, to me, it's it's one of those kind of things. Let's see. Let's see. It says something. You're okay. Don't worry. Well, no, I'm fine now. Okay, I'm into it now. It's cool, but it's kept me from doing this for a long time. Because if I screw up and say something really awful, I can just go back and fix it. So, but everything's so weird. We need to find ways while we're going through this crisis around the world to get in touch with each other and stay sane and support each other. And so that's one of the reasons that I decided to do this this stuff. It's love my audio videos. Thank you very much. Very few people do. Those that do are in a special club all by themselves. What are my thoughts on Wayland and Xorg? I think Wayland is a waste of time, and they should have never attempted to do it anyway. And I don't understand why effort wasn't put in to do X12. But it's happening anyway. So whenever it comes down the road, great. And it's almost there. They started talking about Wayland like so many years ago. When I first started getting seriously following the community, they were talking about Wayland, and it's going to replace the X, and we're still running X. Most of us are anyway. If you have NVIDIA graphics, you're running X. So it's just yes, I'm almost to 100,000 subscribers, Alan. Isn't that crazy? With as little as I put into this and as low as the production value is, let's see. Yeah, Wayland was like 10 years ago. They were talking about it. Absolutely. And it was going to take over and it was going to replace, and it still hasn't. We're still using X. You guys, most of you guys don't know how old X is. X is from the 80s. Okay. X goes back before graphic desktops. It is so old. I mean, X Windows was like one of the first experimental windowing environments. I mean, we're talking going back to Xerox days, even before Microsoft even thought about doing Windows type stuff. It is so old. There's a bunch of code in X, I've been told, that is cut off. And we don't even use it anymore because it doesn't apply. So yes, it needs an update. It definitely needs a refresh. So when I was saying that Wayland is a waste of time, it's actually not a waste of time. It's just, it seems like a waste of time because they can't get it done, you know? Let's see, what are you saying? Don't change? Well, I don't plan to. I'm me and I'm it. Thank you. Never. Not gonna. Are you getting a steady stream? Because I'm actually doing this over Wi-Fi. Is this breaking up at all? Because that's another question, because I might have to get me a real long Ethernet cable. Can't run Wi-Fi in this house. I mean, Ethernet in this house because it's 150 years old, and you know, I'm not crawling under the house and trying to run them myself, and I'm not going. It's somebody else's house, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to run drops all over the place. So we use Wi-Fi, and it seems to have worked out okay. When nobody says that intermittently, are you saying it? Oh, I'm breaking up. Okay, I'm breaking up. I am? Okay, I'll go back and look at the video of this later when I'm done, and I'll see how bad it is. I'll see how bad it is. Sometimes this works. Somebody said it's pretty good. Thank you. Thanks for the feedback. I appreciate it. So, yeah, that is amazing that this is working as well as it did. Anyway, what were we talking about? We were talking about X. So I just use whatever pops up, honestly. And in Ubuntu, when you have NVIDIA graphics, it switches to X and it works, and I don't mess with it. I think that's pretty much what we all do. I mean, things like display managers and things like that, that's plumbing to most people. They don't even care, you know. Only in Linux do we talk about that sort of thing. we go on a lot of stuff that people go on and on about in the, you know, it's plumbing, man. It's like, I just want it to work. So Wi-Fi here too. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Yes, I do. Wi-Fi is a big pain in the butt, let me tell you. And I even went to, my ISP has one of those, what they call panoramic Wi-Fi. It's supposed to be high powered. It didn't help. Big problem that I have is that about, I'd say 200 yards that way out in front of the house, there is a huge communication tower. And it's all the cell phones from my area go through that tower. It's a big Verizon communications tower. And we are just soaked in very high, you know, super UHF, VHF. You got VHF, you got UHF, and whatever's above that, that's what we got, like 5 gigahertz. It's just all around us. So if you have anything that's wireless, big pain. Some days it's horrible. And then because of where I live, I also have the harbor, which is not too far away. And these big ships will come in here with these 5 megawatt radars, and they'll blow everything off. Just like, turn that stuff off when you're in the harbor, guys. I mean, seriously. So it's always fun with wireless around here. We just have a blast with it. So how long have we been on? We've been doing this for like 34 minutes, man. This is incredible. Hi there. Thank you for hanging and coming on. We're just testing some equipment. This isn't a real show. So we're just hanging out and talking at this point. Somebody put something. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Enjoyed the videos you did where you I took the walk around the neighborhood. Yeah, that was crazy. That was very unlike me. It was my brother's camera. He just bought it, and we had been sitting around at my mom's house drinking beer, and we decided to go for a walk, and it was like 100 degrees that day. Took this video and uploaded it. It was funny. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good one. So you're not going to see many more like that. I don't know why I did that. And I left it up, which is even crazier. You don't know how many videos have been, honestly, gang, you don't know how many videos have been posted to this channel that have been deleted. Had been up for 2 days, and I went, nope, not leaving that one up. Bye, see you later. And I took it down. That's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. So let's see him. Any thoughts about the Ubuntu? The Ubuntu what? Figure? I don't know what you mean. Let's see. Maybe I could. No, I'm not going to do that. I was thinking I'm make the chat. See if I can make the chat room even bigger than it already is. Oh, that makes it really hard. Okay, no, wait, no, that's not working. Losing control. Everything went crazy there. That's my big ugly mug. That's huge. We don't want that. Trying to resize the screen, gang, so I can see your questions better. This was the main thing I was worried about, was because I see people all the time answering questions, and I'm like sitting here going, I can't keep my head far enough back from the screen to be able to read the questions. So I figured out last night that I could make them huge. Hello. Where are you living? I'm living on the planet Earth now. Didn't like Mars. It was too damn cold. I live in Virginia. Let's put it that way. East Coast Virginia. That's where I'm at. Was not born here, but my family moved here when I was a baby, and moved away for 20 years and then came back. And now I'm ready to move back out. So third rock from the sun. Yeah, just about. Let's see. Are you going to do, hold on, stop scrolling. Am I going to do the something at home thing? The folding at home? I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. My contribution to the pandemic situation and the fact that we're all locked down is that I'm not going out and clearing the damn grocery store shelves and hoarding stuff, because I think that is a sick and selfish thing that people have done. It's insane. I mean, I don't know people from other countries. I don't know what your situation is, but in this country, everybody freaked out and they went, "Oh, the sky is falling and we all need to buy, months worth of toilet paper." And they went out and they bought toilet paper and ammo and everything else. And it's like, folks, calm down. Nobody's closing down the damn grocery stores. Why are you stressing out the system like this? See, I can understand, stocking up a little bit because you're going to be in the house for a period of time. But people, they went crazy, man. It's just nuts. I mean, they're making everybody's life hard. It's bad enough that we all got to deal with this and that sort of thing. But no, you're going to go out and do that. Of course, welcome to America. I could say something really nasty, but I'm not. Because then it'll start getting political, and I do not want this to get political. I do not want to discuss politics. Me no hoard. Yeah, no hoarding here either, man. I did hoard one thing, and you know what I hoarded was Tide Pods. I went crazy, and I got on Amazon before they shut down all the non-essential stuff. And I ordered like 2 great big giant things of Tide Pods laundry detergent, because I was like, I can't live without laundry detergent, man. I got a thing about laundry detergent. No politics allowed. I ain't doing it. I don't care. Everybody's got a different way of looking at the world. That's fine. And that's great. I don't want to argue about it. So besides, YouTube will probably kick us off these days because they're so censored. You know what I mean? Let's see, Zach, what'd you say? Maybe you were. It uses your extra computer resources to do protein. Oh, I get it. To help research. I don't know. I'm gonna look into that. Maybe not. Depends. I don't leave my machines up all the time, though. That's the only thing. I don't do stuff like that because I don't leave them up. They go to sleep or they're sat down. That's cool. That's a very cool thing, though. If you've got servers running, you might want to do that yourself if you can get away with it. Absolutely. Yes, I'm taking up all the Wi-Fi. You don't need to get over there and start streaming stuff. You can wait. It'll be all right. This kid is addicted to the internet like you would not believe. He is a poster child. If you take his internet away, he just shuts down. He's just like, I don't know what to do with myself. And he wants to go run and jump off a bridge, So that better keep working. I can tell you that much right now. It's true. He's like crazy, man.
I will destroy your bloodline.
And he's running Ubuntu 1804, by the way, on that machine. That's absolutely.
It's good for games. Somebody
said something about Tidewater, Virginia. Yeah. Do I remember you? Let me see. Of course I remember you, Carmen. Good Lord. We just talked like a little while back. Carmen was on this show that I guested on called Open Source Tonight, and it's on YouTube. And it's Vince and Carmen sometimes on there. That's a fun show. I would think I was on one of the early ones. I didn't realize when I agreed to do it, I didn't realize that they had absolutely, positively no subscribers. I went, damn, this is not doing a thing for me. Why am I doing this? But it turned out to be a lot of fun, so we did it. So if you guys get a chance, do a search for Open Source Tonight. What's Ubuntu? Well, I'm sure that the folks in the chat room can educate you. They will tell you everything you need to know. Oh, man, I can't believe I'm still doing this. You were up to like 45 minutes. Maybe we'll try and push it to an hour, and then we'll let it go, because I did not expect this. For those of you who have just joined in, what are we doing? This is an impromptu live stream where I literally took an old webcam, which is an old Logitech, and plugged it into the computer and fired up YouTube Studio, and we're streaming. I want to see if I could pull it off. It's something that I've actually avoided doing for a long time because I'm very nervous about TV cameras and stuff. And I keep getting distracted looking at my own face. You notice that? So if I'm not looking directly at the camera, don't harsh me. I'm not used to that. I don't like seeing myself. It's like I'm kind of watching myself going, are you doing something stupid? So yes, this is the old webcam, the webcam mic, and it seems to be working out quite well. People say it's working. So very smooth stream, by the way. Yeah, I'd asked about that earlier, whether it was Wi-Fi, whether the Wi-Fi was messing up. It's not. I bought this. I can't remember what it was now. And I can't unplug it to look at it to see what it is. Anyway, I bought this Wi-Fi adapter with 2 big antennas on it because I actually thought that there was something wrong with my computer about 3-4 weeks ago. What happened was that it kept going off the internet. It kept going off and going off. And I actually reloaded the operating system. I was on Ubuntu 19.10, and I thought, oh my God, I've developed a bug. It's screwed up. It's not going to work. And so I reloaded the computer, and it still came back. And I finally realized that it was this old Cisco Wi-Fi adapter that I had been using, and it just gave up the ghost. So I got one with 2 big antennas on it to try and get a tight connection. And when I went to download the ISO for LMDE4, Linux Mint Debian Edition 4, to get that to do the last video I posted, it downloaded in like 2 minutes through my Wi-Fi connection. It just blew my mind. I was like, really? Did that just happen? And I had like an old USB stick plugged into the machine, and it was like holding it in memory because I'd use wget to do it. That's how I do it. I copy the link address, and then I use wget. So hello. I see people going by. Is it a Logitech? It might be. That looks familiar. A 610? Yeah, or 615? Yeah, it might be. Really don't know. Might be earlier than that. Does anybody in this chat room remember me doing a thing called Interface Webcast? Does anybody remember watching Interface Webcast? Is Martin Wimpress here? Yes, he is. Oh my God. Hello, Martin. I love you. You know I love you. Did you put MP3 gain in the snap package? Was that you? Because I know you've been maintaining a PPA for it forever. And if you did that, thank you so much. Because, dude, when I installed 2004 on this machine, all I had to do was install one snap. Everything else came out of the repos. That has never happened to me before. I always have to hook up a PPA here or something to get something that I need. This was like amazing. It was just like, it just worked. Except for the stuff that I wrote, then I had to add that. But, you know, man, it's slick. You guys, Martin Wimpress and Alan Pope are here, and they're both with Canonical. And Martin Wimpress is the director of desktop development for Canonical and Ubuntu Mate. Awesome dude there. And he has been maintaining some software, which I cannot live without for a long time. So I'm glad I got to say, hey, you know, thank you so much for putting that in there. I appreciate it. So did you snap it up? I didn't see. You might have answered, and I can't see it. Alan Pope went by. No, you didn't snap. You didn't? Okay. Well, whoever did it, thank you. I appreciate it. I need to find out who that was. It wasn't Martin. It couldn't have been Martin anyway, because I was about to say that they didn't include the manual. They didn't include the manual with it. So it's like, you know, the man page doesn't work, but the program does. So that's cool. So most people are saying they never heard of Interface. I didn't see anybody. I got all excited because I saw Martin was here, and I didn't see that anybody had said something. I love you too. Somebody says, hi, Joe. Love your videos. I love you too. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, honestly. None of this, what we do here on this channel and the Easy Linux, could happen without you, because I am a very lazy, unambitious person. And I am not trying to build this into some sort of empire, and not. And so anything, you know, we need to do a diet together. What are you saying? Are you saying I'm fat? That's what you said, right? Come here. No, it's true. I'm a stay-at-home dad ass sitter, boy. I lead a sedentary life. Other than carrying out the trash, I don't get out much, so I deserve it. I deserve it. You people are so cruel.
You don't even pick up the trash. Shush.
No, I make him take out the trash. That is true. That's one of the things that happens when they get to be teenagers. Is it's a beautiful thing. is that when they get older, you start assigning chores to them, and then you say, it will make you responsible, when actually it's just you saying, hey, I don't have to get up and do it. Now, do I?
Heard that.
Actually, when they go to their moms, everything just you guys who have kids, have you noticed that when they're away, like if you live in a situation where maybe mom and dad don't live together and they go to the other person's house, it's like all the stuff that you constantly yell at them to have happen magically just gets done when they're gone, and you don't have to yell. That's my life. It's the only reason to have kids. Amen, Alan. You're absolutely correct. I agree 100%. Obviously, yours are getting to that age. Yes, you're getting there. You know what it's like. So, yes. Let's see. Did somebody ask a question? I'm looking for questions here. How much time do you have? I don't know whether that's for me or not. I'm just hanging out. I mean, this was just a spur of the moment thing. We might do this on a semi-regular basis. I didn't even promote it. For those of you who just joined, this is not a real thing. I just wanted to test this out and see if it would work. No, I'm not going to do it all day. I might do it for a little while longer here, but you know. Hi, everybody. Yeah. Now, I have we talked about Linux during this so far? Because that's the reason why we're doing it, is to do something where we're talking about Linux. I am so sick of clicking on things and reading things that are supposed to be about Linux that aren't about Linux. So, yes, I am criticizing you, and you know who you are. You know what I mean? Quit that. Talk about Linux. Focus. It's like, don't care about Star Trek versus Star Wars versus Battlestar Galactica. Come on. It's just, really? Then there was one that I watched not too long ago, and you notice I'm not naming names, and I'm not going to. This is a Linux show where they're talking about freaking Windows 10. I was like, we all have to deal with Windows 10 at some level at some point. We really don't need it in our Linux show. Shut up. Thank you. Don't need to compare it. We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to do whatever. We just don't. Windows is Windows and Linux is Linux. Let's talk about Linux. Let's see. No good current Linux content, really. I try. That's all I'm going to say to that. I don't know. You know what I have found? I'm going to jump up on my soapbox here for a minute at the end, I guess. A lot of people have lost the faith. And I'm making a religious comparison to Linux. It's like all of a sudden, it's like now everybody's like, well, if you have to use Windows, it's fine. And if you're a Mac person, I guess you're okay. And we don't care if Microsoft is buying half of the, well, it is what it is. It's like, come on, this is a movement. That's what it was from the beginning, dude. Get a little fire in your belly. Get a little bit of evangelism going. Preach it. This is freedom. And it's like, I guess people start to think that it's just a tool. It's not a damn tool. It is a community. It's what's happening in this chat room right now. And people get like that. And they're just like, well, if you don't want to use, that's fine. Stop it, folks. You're not helping. Somebody asked something about 2004. How do you install? Stop, chat room. It's scrolling up, and I'm losing your stuff. Shutter screenshot in 2004. Will it? I don't know. Hadn't even tried. Oh, somebody said preach. Thank you. No, seriously. I mean, it's just like, come on, The corporations are getting their little tendrils into Linux. They're doing it all the time right now. We're seeing that happen, and they're getting it in media that was talking about Linux. And Linux development isn't always pretty. It doesn't always look good in a boardroom. We flame each other. We go after each other. We're hard on each other. We do it all in the open, and even just hashing things out, that sort of thing. And some people get really, and the corporations get really nervous about that. And they're like, well, we just don't like the way that looks. And there's a lot of that going on in the Linux world right now, trying to push people out that have been leaders in Linux for a long time because they're too abrasive and we don't like their tone. That's how they got attention in the first place, folks. It's like, you got to love us warts and all. Yeah, you know. So now I've probably managed to piss off half the world. See, these videos have a second life because as soon as I'm done, it'll get posted on YouTube, and people who are not watching it live, they will do. So the comment section is going to be lots of fun. I can see. It's somebody said you're very funny. Thank you very much. Yes, this feels more like radio. It really does, because radio is live. You know what I mean? And I guess it taps into something that I don't bring to the recorded stuff. What do I think about Fedora? I think it's awesome if it works for you. That is my feeling on every Linux distro. If you like it and it works for you, that's awesome. Awesome. Seriously. Fedora is not my cup of tea, and I actually use the two that I use on a daily basis, if you want to know, is Ubuntu and CentOS. Those are the two operating systems that I have worked with for like the last 3 years on a daily basis. It says, I can't see that. Radio with added lunatics. Yes, absolutely. It's like doing a talk show, but I get to talk to everybody at once, which is really wild. Good audio here. Thanks. It's the webcam camera. That's all it is. It's the webcam camera. That's it. So yeah. No, this feels like radio. I'm kind of liking it now. I was afraid of it. I got to be honest. I'm telling you the truth. That's why it has the title. Is it a beginning or is it the end? Because I figured if I didn't like it, I'd never do it again. But it feels like radio. And it's been such a blast to do that. I know I've been bitching all through this video about people not talking about Linux, but give me 5 seconds. It has been such a blast to do a radio show again. I forgot how fun it was. That's why I did it for 20 years, because it's actually a blast to do. And I've been doing that, the WZBB thing. You guys can stream that anywhere. It's B99939fm.com. B as in boy, 999fm.com. And 7 to midnight, Monday through Friday, Eastern time US. I almost said Eastern Standard Time, but we're on daylight time now. And you guys can listen. It works in most parts of the world. And it's a long story how I got involved in it, but it's been so much fun. I was out of radio for like 12 years. And I got fired in 2007 and couldn't get back in because the industry had changed so much that, let's see. Somebody had, what are the best apps for PDF? I don't create PDFs. If I do create a PDF, I use LibreOffice, and I read it with whatever the standard reader is. That's what I use. Honestly, I just don't create much stuff. You know what I mean? Somebody's okay. Would you live stream your radio show on YouTube while you do it on the radio? I can't do that. And I'll tell you why I can't do it is because I don't do the radio show live. It's recorded. I actually record the radio show at about 10 o'clock in the morning, and then it goes on the air later that evening. So that's how it's done. I hate to burst anybody's bubble, but there is no way at 50 years old with 3 teenage kids and a life that I'm going to sit here for 5 or 6 hours every night and do a live radio show. No way. That's part of the reason why I was able to do it is that I could do it that way. And to tell you the truth, when I do it, I usually, sometimes I leave mistakes in and things like that. I don't do, I try to make it appear as live as possible, but I'm also trying not to BS anybody and make them think that I'm doing a live show, because it's really not a live show. It's recorded. It's recorded. Chrome or Firefox? I'm a Chrome user. Been a Chrome user for since beta. Since beta. I think there was a period of time that I did use Firefox for a while, but Firefox is just, they're always a step behind for some reason or the other. And so I gave up and I just use Chrome. That's what I do. So Vivaldi. I tried Vivaldi. Somebody said something about Vivaldi. Vivaldi's interesting, isn't it? I haven't talked to him in quite a while, but you know, the guy who engineers the website and the forum, Jeremy O'Connell, he loves Vivaldi. And he tries to get me to use it. And I installed it and went, it's a little too weird for me. So I use Google Chrome. Somebody said Chrome or Chromium. I said, I use Google Chrome. It works with the Google services. And yes, I know they're spying on me. I understand that, but I don't care because technically, you know, I do this stuff. Anybody who has a YouTube channel who is collecting monetization from YouTube needs to shut their mouth about what Google does. And I'll tell you why. Because they already know everything there is to know about me. Google already knows it. So why should I care if they're looking at what web pages I look at? It really doesn't bother me. They have every bit of pertinent information. If Google wanted to, they could screw up my life really bad. I don't care. You know, yes, they probably should be less whatever. Somebody said, I agree. Yeah, if you're doing YouTube, when you sign the agreements and you set yourself up to collect monetization, they already know everything about you. It's like I work for Google. It's basically, that's how it is. So Brave is indeed great. Why don't they ship it in a deb? The Brave browser. That's what I want to know. Why is it so hard to install? Why don't they, at least the last time I looked at it, maybe they changed that. Does Brave now ship in a deb package that I can just download and install like Google Chrome? Somebody let me know. Tag me in it so I can see that because you guys are going by pretty quick here. Chrome is not that heavy. It's not. It really isn't. It's heavy if you're on crappy equipment. It's heavy on really crappy equipment. If you're running slow stuff, no deb for Brave. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, it's the same thing. I just wish they'd do that. I just had somebody contact me just the other day, and they're asking about installing NVIDIA drivers from a run file. I went, why the hell are you doing that to begin with? I got this thing where if somebody who's developing software for Linux does not take the time to actually package it in a deb and an RPM, screw them. I don't even care. I did do the installer for VMware when I was testing that out the other day. And even though it wasn't in a deb, it still worked pretty good. So I wasn't complaining too loud. But that's one of the things that keeps me from using VMware is package it in a native package format. And we got snaps, we got flat packs. There's no excuse today. None. Zero. There's no excuse to have people building software on their machines. And newbies get so confused because that's how they look for software, right? They go online and they try and download the software. And it's like, that's not how we do it in Linux. We look in the repos first. We know what's in the repos might actually work, maybe. Let's see. Any good where I can learn to code program Linux? Resources. Well, what do you want to learn? If you want to learn Bash, like actually just doing Bash, the best book out there is called The Linux Command Line. And it's written by a fellow named William Schatz. And if you find that online, it's actually available for download as a big PDF. It's huge. It's the size of a phone book. And I think he's on the 4th or 5th edition now. Best book there is about it. Honestly, it's an awesome book. Awesome book. The Linux Command Line by William E. Schatz. Another one, I don't remember the author's name, is How Linux Works, which they're both on No Starch Press. That's a good book. It's a good book if you already know a little bit about Linux. Other than that, I haven't seen much that is in book form out there. Most of it's on like forums. You just have to go look for it. My approach to writing scripts is figure out what you want to do and then go online and figure out how to do it. That's it, man. That's amazing. Let's see. We've got 120. Well, it moved. Let's see. 123. Somebody left. Bye. See you later. 123 people so far. You like EzeeTalk? Yeah. I'm kind of guilty. I don't spend a lot of time in EzeeTalk these days. I figure that's for you guys. I just moderate, honestly. God, I am so, since this whole lockdown thing started, I was going to say that I have been inundated with emails, people going to the webpage asking questions. It seems like now that they have all this time that they're like going, this would be a good time to learn Linux, and they're installing it and messing things up. Do you can speak English? Sometimes not. So this is crazy. I did not expect. It's a pretty good crowd, 125 people, man. Especially no promotion whatsoever on this. So if you're joining us, basically I stayed up late to watch a Linux webcast last night. It was a live stream like this. Some really cool people on it, and they didn't talk about Linux, and it pissed me off. And I thought, Joe, what chat would you recommend? What chat would I don't chat. Facebook. My first distro. It's a hard question to answer. And I'll tell you why, because there's stuff that goes way, way back. In 1989, I got a job working for a radio station, and they had Unix in the building, and they had a mini computer. This was back when Linus Torvalds was still in school, and he was using very similar equipment at the time at his school. And hang on, keep up the good work. Yeah, I will. Anyway, so back in 1989, I started using this mini computer with terminals. This was a traditional Unix system, okay? And I had an account, and we all had accounts on it, and we used it for various things, like the UPI and AP news came through that machine. This was before the internet. So the wire services were sent to that machine, and it kept them. The hard drive on it was like this big, guys, huge box sitting, and it would store it so we could go back and look at it. And the machine also had word processing. I don't remember any of the software. It's been too long ago. So that was a system called Basis, which was a Unix system. So technically that's my first distro if you're talking about Unix and Linux. And then in 1998, later, 99, I was working at Gateway Computer. They had a plant in Hampton, and I worked there for a short period of time. I actually quit a radio job to go work in the computer industry. Isn't that crazy? And in the computer lab, we had this, it was a system just sitting in the corner that was running Open Caldera Linux, and kind of poked at that a little bit. Now, the first time I ever used it at home was like 2007 or 2008, actually, probably. And it was an Ubuntu, but I don't remember which one it was. It was either 804 or 810, or maybe could have been 710. I don't know. So that was the first time that I did it later on. When I worked in radio, after I did the Gateway gig, they decided that all of the radio jobs I got after that, they decided, he's got a certificate. I had a TSP and a Microsoft engineer certificate, whatever that was at the time. And they went, he can do networking. He can work on our computers. So for about 10 years there, I was all into Windows XP and Windows 2000 Server and that sort of thing. Forgotten most of that stuff now. It's all gone. So do you like dogs or cats? I have 3 cats, thank you. They're all boys, and I love my kitties. I love dogs. Dogs love me. People who I've known who've had ferocious dogs say, he'll bite you, and they come up and lick me. But I'm not as much a dog person. Same thing happens with horses. Horses want to follow me home. Went on a buggy ride one time in Colonial Williamsburg, got off the thing and went up and talked to these beautiful English workhorses. I don't remember exactly what they were called. And I was talking to the horse and doing a little horse whispering and didn't realize it. He tried to follow me. He pulled the whole wagon. He's going, whoa, oh, he likes you. So I got this strange thing with horses. Chickens? No, I don't have any chickens. I live in the city, man. I have kitties. I have cats. They come in and out. Hello, neighbors. How y'all doing? Thanks for showing up, whoever you are. Appreciate it. Geez, man, we've been doing this for like an hour and 10 minutes so far. So that's amazing. I did not expect to keep going. Probably going to wrap it up here in a few minutes, actually, so we can go on and do our thing. So anybody's got a last minute question, get it in here. I'm a peaceful soul. No, actually, I'm a brewing thunderstorm that goes on all the time. This is a facade. I'm actually freaking out inside. This is show business. Make some videos on, I don't even know what that is. Any SSDs will work. I don't know whether that's a question or a statement. Somebody asked a question there. When is the next live? I don't know. We might, I don't know. I got to go off and look at the video of this and decide how much I like doing it, honestly. And we've gone for a long time, so I'm getting ready to shut it down, truthfully. See, because these things live on. We do the you do the stream, and then what happens is that it becomes a video, and people then click on the video and watch that later. So anyhow, well, gang, look, I'm going to wrap this thing up. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I did not expect anybody to be here. Just to recap, I stayed up late last night to watch a podcast, and they didn't talk about Linux, and it pissed me off. I'll drop now. Thanks. Yes, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thank you. I do appreciate it. So yeah, the idea behind this video was just to test out to see whether this would work. And thank you for your reaction. Thank you for showing up. I certainly do appreciate it. I tuned in last night to watch a video, watch a live cast like this, and nobody was there. Or no, they were there. Duh. There's plenty of people there. Sorry, I'm freaking out. They didn't talk about Linux. That's what I was trying to say. The Linux legend. No. There's a lot of people who know a lot more about this than I do, but thank you. Thanks, gang. We're going to go ahead and end this up. And yes, I'll tell you what, if I do another one of these, the next time I do one, I'll promote it. I will put up a promo at least a day or two in advance here on YouTube. So it'll be a little short video going, hey, we're going to do a live stream, and I'll let everybody know, and I'll have an official time and all that stuff. This one was just, let's turn it on and see what happens. And it worked. So, and it worked because of you. So thank you. So bye, guys. Bicycle. Yes, I really do honestly want to end the live stream. Talk to you guys again soon. Thank you.